They say the third time a charm, right? This is the third time I did this. Somebody don't want me to get this message out. Good afternoon on this Thursday, the third. How y'all doing? The message today is on assumptions. We shouldn't make assumptions. Assumptions is the mother of all mess ups, and we shouldn't do it, right? I like to start this off by reading Hosea chapter 4, verses 6. My people have perished for the lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, he says, Most High, he'll reject you from being his priest. And since you have forgotten the laws, you don't keep the Torah, that he'll even reject your children. Okay? You know how I don't know if everyone experienced this, but when you go into a store and some people, the cashier, the manager, what have you, the floor salesman, would make an assumption of you based on your color or maybe how you're dressed. They assume that you can't afford to shop in a store. They assume that you might, steal out the store or whatever, based off of how you're dressed or even your color. And you shouldn't make assumptions, Someone like me or someone close to the color of this shirt, either one is prone to stealing, So you can't just make an assumption because, he dark skinned and he gonna steal. Follow him, Don't do that. You can't do that, man. What prompted me to even do this lesson, two people that I follow on social, and I've actually recently shared their videos on my platform recently, actually. And both of them made comments recently, negative comments about Hebrew Israelites. One guy, he was like, I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Y'all killed the Messiah. And then the other guy he was like, he don't want them in his church. He don't want them on his premises spewing their lies and da-da-da. And I'm just like, what? So it made me think about there's a group of Hebrew Israelites out here. You find them in a lot of major cities. And they differ from myself and other Hebrew Israelites, chosen ones, a remnant, differ far as in they stay clear of the Old Testament. They're always in the New Testament. We read the whole Bible. We're about the whole word of Yah. Fruits of the Spirit. What's it? Matthew 7, verse 16. By their fruits you should know them. And fruits of the Spirit being Galatians 5, chapter 5, 22 to 23. Love, joy, peace, long suffering. Some translations will say patience, gentleness, goodness, self-control, meekness, faith. And this other group, I ran into them a while back in Vegas. Based off their color, the colors of clothes they were wearing, from afar, I thought they were part of a fraternal order, a popular fraternal order amongst like black universities. But as I got closer to them, I realized that, no, this isn't that group. But yet and still, I didn't get a warm and fuzzy. I didn't feel joyful. I didn't feel loved. I felt like I was about to get jumped or get cursed out. That's not fruit of the Spirit, okay? Oh yeah. Romans 9:27. But Isaiah cries out concerning Israel. Though the numbers of Israelites is plentiful as the sands of the sea, only a remnant will be saved. A small group, kind of like the 2/3, is not going to make it into the kingdom. 1/3 will, 2/3 won't. The end times speak of the remnant. In the Bible, there's a special meaning to the remnant of believers who will exist in the last days before Yahuwah's second coming. Small group. Okay. Acts 2:17, and it shall be in the last days, says Abba, Yahuwah the Most High, that I shall pour out my spirit on all flesh. Your young sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions, and your old men will dream dreams. This is in the last days. And back to assumptions. I remember being 16 in junior high, and with my cousin, he was a senior. That evening we were going to the prom, and we had stopped by a store. And as we walked out the store, we were met with guns blazing. Well, not blazing, but guns pointing at us, like 10 cops, all people of color in D.C., telling us to stick our hands up and all this. And according to them, I fit the description of someone who committed a crime. So there was a female cop who was kind of like the ringleader, and then the other cops were males. And one of the male cops had got a call. And on this call, I'm assuming that on this call, it was either he's not the guy, or they caught the guy. But so you would think the takeaway from this experience would be all the guns pointing at me and my hands up and all of that. But no, it's what followed that traumatized me the most. And this call that I wasn't the guy, the look on this cop's face, this lady cop, the look of disgust. Like I was the person standing between her getting the promotion. She would have made the number of kills for that week had she shot me, and she didn't make the number. She looked so disgusted. If I ain't know no better, she probably was a demon. Her mask had slipped or whatever. The look on her face, that's what I remember the most. Her looking at me like she wanted to spit on me. I was like, what? That's what I remember the most, man. Assumption, they assumed that I was this person. And I was not. I was a young child headed to prom. And that thing could have went either way. I probably wouldn't have made it to prom. Wouldn't even made it to my senior year. Fooling around with her. And this part here, colorism. Colorism is the prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic group. Colorism within the Black community has been a serious emotional and psychological battle. Now, this right here. Twice. Persons were, I guess, shooting a shot, trying to holler at me. And one individual who's friends of mine on this platform, on Facebook, they said to me, they had the audacity, they thought they were doing something. They thought this was their best shot now. You look good to be dark-skinned. I can't make this up. I wish I did. I wish it was a lie, but it was true. This person said that to me, that I look good to be dark-skinned. So, in essence, what you're saying to me is all dark-skinned people look like shit, but I'm the exception. And this was like maybe 3-4 years ago this person said this to me. And they follow me on social, so they seeing this video. You thought you were saying something. Then 2 years ago, now this here I could have just passed out. Time of death. My mama was here visiting me. She was watching this court show. You know, one of them, you are not the father, all this kind of stuff, right? She in the living room. I'm like passing through the living room, whatever. There's the child in question may have been 4 years old, 3 or 4, 4 at the max. My mom was like, oh, he looks so cute to be dark-skinned. Yeah, I was froze just like that. Like, what? Now, my mama might be 2 shades lighter than me. She's like a caramel color, whatever. I said, well, mama, I'm dark-skinned. That's what I said. I said, mama, I'm dark. And she was like, you ain't dark as him. But I'm like, Mom, you said he cute to be dark-skinned. Like, Slavery did a number on us. I couldn't believe she said that. I was like, what? I wanted to get out my house. Man, y'all. I remember a cousin, my mama's first cousin. This been years ago. I was a teenager. I don't know how old I was. I know I was a teen. And this first cousin of my mom's, her daughter had just married, but they were engaged. They hadn't married yet. And I remember hearing this lady say, "Ooh, I can't wait till they start having children. That child will have some good hair." Because the person she was married was of a different nationality. So what is good hair? What is bad hair? I was like, they're going to have good hair. Yeah, slavery did a number on us, psychological. It really has. We got to do better. Remember that school days, good and bad hair? That hadn't came out yet. It might have had, because I was a teenager when that was out too. So it might have was out. Yeah, she just probably hadn't seen it. Oh, man, we got to do better, y'all. But yeah, not all Hebrew Israelites are out here cussing out people. That ain't how you trying to witness to folks, cussing them out. That's not the fruits of the Spirit. I can't get you to come to church. I done cuss you out now. I want to invite you to church. That ain't how that work. You know, we out here. Some of us we out here keeping the laws, and we spreading the word, and we teaching the fruits of the Spirit. We teaching the Torah. We teaching the whole Bible, not just bits and pieces of it. We're not out here got our spouses, people that are married, making them be servants. We're not telling the Gentiles that when y'all the group of y'all that do make it to heaven, y'all gonna be our slaves in heaven. No, I ain't seen that in the Bible either. But they out here, yeah, y'all gonna be our slaves in heaven. This that other group now. They saying stuff like this. Oh man. But y'all have a good Thursday. This week flew by. And like I said, this is my third time making it. The first time the lighting was off. The second one, I could hardly hear me. I was like, it was like the volume was down, but I turned it. So this time it's going to go. But yeah. All right, y'all be blessed.